Salutations everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Sunless Sea. It's been a while, hasn't it? Well, I've decided to come back to this because I had made a promise to someone a long time ago. And it turns out that because of how I had ended this previous episode of Sunless Sea, I do kind of need to retire once again. So what was my legacy? I really don't remember. I think I was actually inheriting a weapon. With a dream of red and an ironclad will. And I think I am taking the rival because I wanted the weapon, because it was a very good one, so we'll accept the legacy. And start up once more. So, welcome back to the beginning of Sunless Sea. I'm your host, BrainBoy20, and where we had last left off, we had ended one captain, and now we shall begin another. Captain's making. 3 days ago, in the reign of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. Now it lies a mile below the surface. It was dreadfully inconvenient for everyone, but it opened a vast black ocean to you. Welcome to the Undersea. Let us choose a past, decide who you were, and what you want to be. Now, we can either be a street urchin. The urchin gang cast you out when you grew too tall. You took to sea rather than graduate to larger crimes. That last big score was enough to buy a ship. A poet, educated and articulate. You seek sensation at sea. How lucky you had a legacy to spend. Your long-vanishing father had a rich patron, it seems. Veteran of the campaign of '68, you fought in the invasion of hell. London's armies lost. You've survived. Your loot and your pension have bought you a command. An ordained priest. You fell from grace. There is nothing left ashore for you. An anonymous benefactor has found this way out for you. Perhaps at sea you can overcome your appetites. A natural philosopher. Your peculiar theories on time, blood, and starlight brought you down to the cavern where London lies, and now you take out to sea. Well, last time around we did a poet, and this time around I think I'm going to do the same thing, just because pages is such an incredibly useful skill. Now, for those not familiar with fallen London, the setting of this place, pretend this is an alternate universe of Victorian-era London, where Cthulian aspects of life are first and foremost. This episode will be primarily used to get people who are new to the series, who want to start here, familiarized with everything we do in Sunless Sea. So as a poet, we're a wise soul. Experience? You have intuition. And your friend, the sly navigator, he's a little vague, but he probably knows what he's doing. Perhaps you can find someone better, eventually. Talk to your navigator to find out why he went to sea. We've gained 25 pages. We have a sly navigator. We gained some echoes. You were a struggling poet, now you are a sea captain. And my stranger took quality to the world is gone. And we are welcome. And now we choose our long-term goal. What does winning mean to you? Acquiring our father's bones. Your father was lost at sea. You never knew him, but you often dreamed of him. Find and return his remains to London for a decent burial. Fulfillment. Gather 100 tales, learn all you can of the sea, write a masterpiece, and retire. Wealth. You know how it is to be poor. Now you want a mansion, servants, fine clothes, a family, perhaps. You know what? Considering our upbringing, let us take our father's bones. Find where he fell and bring him home. When you found your father's bones, you can retire to victory, explore fallen London to find your first clue. An occurrence, your objective ambition quality is now finding your father's bones, and then retire. Fallen London is very much a story-driven game, as opposed to the previous Shadow Warrior, which this game is now replacing. A last scrap of paperwork. Captain! Captain! An irregularity with the harbour master's office. They wish to know, what term of address do you prefer ashore? This will determine what people call your captain, but your captain's gender is up to you. We shall certainly be a sir. I'm proud. Oh, no, my lord, what are you talking about? I come from a nobleman's house. Haven't you seen? We have retired to a fine estate. A pleasure to welcome you aboard, my lord. A last piece of advice. Explore, take chances. This captain will probably die. The Z is hungry. But each captain passes on lessons to the next, as you can quite so clearly see with the red book. And soon we'll see with the ironclad will. And, well, a little bit of another reason why I'm doing this is entirely because I kind of had a request that I had left hanging. A request by a certain subscriber by the name of Puderow, who managed to get first come, first serve, which is usually how I run these. But on any episode like this, anyone is free to ask if they wish to have a character portrait for the next undersea captain, assuming I don't finish the game. Which this game has never truly done, but I'll consider it done when I finish every single possible story. But you can choose to select a portrait, and I'll name the captain after you. So, welcome aboard, Captain and Lord Puderow. That is how he spells his name, correct? Let me do a brief check, because I don't want to make that mistake, because that'd be a humongous one. Like, oh my gosh. I don't think he'll mind. I'm fairly certain that's how it's spelled anyway. Your father's bones, a cold trail. Your father lost his Z so very long ago. The trail was cold, but now you have a lead. Mr. John Hoffam, editor of the unexpurgated London Gazette. He's published your poetry from time to time. 1 week ago, he casually mentioned that your turn of phrase is very like your father's. A coffee at Caligula's. Huffam curls his fingers round his steaming cup, a protection against the dark cold of the morning. Oh yes, I knew him. A man of some talent, your father. But he turned that talent to, love poetry. Ghostwriting it, if you understand me. And as you may know, love poetry draws the attention of a particular power. He glances out of the window. You follow his gaze to where the spires of the Echo Bazaar rise above London. Huffam leans forward. The masters of the bazaar, he says very quietly, took an interest in your father. So although I liked him, and although I like you, I will need something to set against the risk. Bring me news from the Z. Bring Huffam a Z story, a tale of terror and a memory of distant shores, and he'll tell you more. They can be found in many places around the Z, or purchased far away in Iram. And welcome to London. Follow London, deep, dark, and marvelous. Our voyage starts here, and this is where successful voyages end. Advice for captains: we're not going to bother reading this again if you wish to read this, because this took forever last time. Well, you will have to go to the previous episode, the very first episode, but we will sell it. Grab a quick buck, 50 echoes for us, freely. And the navigator's boon. You found a conversation with another Z captain, or at least one voyage to their credit. Earnest advice: they've paid dearly to learn these lessons. You'll gain from their scars. Stamps forward expanse and the reef. Your helmsman's hand shaking. Turn back before the dreams begin. The flukes are old, as the powers of the Z go, but they are not the very oldest. The bazaar, too, is a power at Z. And I've heard the veterans' advice, and have gained a few secrets. Now, we clearly don't have what our contact needs. We need the stories still, but I just wanted to show this off very quickly. And now to our lodgings. Here you may catch up with your correspondence, rest or retire altogether from Z-faring life. The better your lodgings, the better the quality of your retirement. Naturally. And we have an elegant town house that we had acquired in the previous set. Such a lovely place. We even have our own little study, of which we can create shrines, create anatomical cabinets, create little things that assist us, and then eventually write our will once we have enough echoes to afford it. And we do need to rewrite the ironclad will every time we die, so first things foremost, we should really get working on that. So read the morning papers. News from home. The Echo Bazaar, that enigmatic marketplace, has increased its tax on love stories. The traitor Empress has forbidden singing in the street outside her palace. The anarchists of the Calendar Council have inexplicably dynamited a drinking fountain. The Ministry of Public Decency has located and destroyed a nest of gallbladder wasps. And we're not going to sell our townhouse. That's an awful, awful idea. Currently, we should sell off some of these heirlooms as well. Yes, it's a piece of history, but how much is it worth? And we gain 881 echoes. You sold it for what it will fetch, perhaps even for what it's worth. We crafted these last time around in order to ensure that something passed on to the Z-Captain that we have nowadays. Unfortunately, we're at slightly less funding than I was interested in, considering what I wish to purchase with all this funding. So back to the city. Shipyard, how much did it cost? You weren't any better, were you? Yes, I wanted the Corvette. Increased weight, but definitely a lot more slots and cargo hold. Oh well. Back to London. Let's visit the Admiralty's office. The Admiralty picket fleets and intelligence networks are long gone. The Survey Office pays Z-Captains a small sum for recent information. Visit and investigate ports to gain port reports and trade them in here. The first time you trade in a port report, you'll gain Admiralty's favor. Well, if we can be assured of your discretion, let's ask if there's anything they possibly need. This port. Speak out to our agent there, and in return, we'll see that you're rewarded. And we have to leave, because there's really nothing else we can do here. And aside from that, we can visit the university. Oh yes, the university's maritime liaison whispers breathily. Oh yes, this is quite a tasty one. Let me explain it to you. He explains, teeth glinting. And while we did lose a secret, we did gain a bit more pages, and have gained Favor's Antiquarian. The alarming scholar. The alarming scholar is mercurial, to say the least, a creature of sudden moods and provoking teeth. Possibly her. Is it her? Appointment as University Maritime Liaison was precautionary, to keep his... Is it his? Razor-sharp enthusiasm from causing too many injuries in the faculty. Ah yes, the scholar whispers breathily. I have a budget for acquisitions. What have you brought me? If you have any knowledge items that the scholar will buy, they'll appear below. A searing enigma, a dread surmise, or we can ask the scholar about something from Fallen London. To those who actually play the game Fallen London, Sunless Sea can link up to Fallen London and grant you trinkets, extra supplies, a few little benefits, and I did play Fallen London for a long time before I was actually doing anything on the channel, and I really should go back there, because they've probably added something in like the year or so I've been away, if not more. Let's ask the scholar about the whisper-locked box that we happen to have. Cobweb light, silver tumblers will align if the words are right. What are the words? Perhaps the makers of the box will know. I have an idea where it's from, but it's a long way there, and I may be wrong, so perhaps I rather like the box. Perhaps you could simply sell it to me. I am not going to sell the box. I'm going to politely refuse. Irem might say, the Iremi like locks. They like puzzles. They can make things that are, honestly, implausible. The city is perched on Parabola's rim, like a hummingbird on the finger of a god. Go to Irem. Perhaps they can open it for you. Perhaps they can tell you how. It'll be far off to the northeast, but we're not interested in there as of yet. We have a few more things to do in London. We could hire on a few more crew, but I can't really hold on to much more, and it costs a fair bit of echoes to do so, echoes being the funding that we need. But First things first, I will offer passage to a tomb colonist. An emigrant will be taken to be paid north. Wait. I can read sentences, and I should preface this right now because it's been happening a lot. Sunless Sea has always had me having problems trying to bloody read these things because I apparently become dyslexic on Sunless Sea specifically. So I guess I'll just have to deal with this, and you will as well. Hopefully they'll be amusing. Anyway, offer passage to a tomb colonist. An emigrant will pay to be taken north, to Venderbite, the very first quest that you have access to in the game. It is oddly difficult to die in fallen London, but when a Londoner is too tatty and wretched to live, they wrap themselves in bandages and take ship for the tomb colonies. Your crew cart these ones on board in padded coffins. They'll sleep there until the journey is done. And we now have one tomb colonist. Anything else I can possibly do? Not really. I guess I'll spend a little bit of money on purchasing some more supplies so I don't have any massive issues when it comes to traveling through Sunless Sea. And then I think I can also do something a bit early. Let me check. I do not see what I'm looking for. It's not provisions. It should be under the Wolf Stack Exchange. Yes, casks of mushroom wine. How many was it? Ah, no. What else is in my hold? A few curiosities, 15 supplies, 15 fuel. The spare cannon with the Hell Thrasher. Stand well back. A weapon of savage and alarming power. Compared to, yes, let Beta go away. We do not need you. I'll take the 10 echoes for this admittedly very, very terrible gun. And let us shove off. Next time, as I don't intend to go very far, get your feet wet, cast your votes, let's see what happens. At least, let's see what's going to happen for the next time on Fallen London. Anyway, if you enjoyed the episode, remember to like, comment, or subscribe, for it helps out a great deal. And I hope to see you all next time. Farewell.